Well, hey, how's it going? This is Freed's first time. My name is Freed. I'm just your average fella that likes to review whiskey and pair it with music. Sound cool to you? Please consider subscribing or give me a thumbs up. Much obliged. Well, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, and you can see what's on the bar right here, we're going to do a little comparison of the old Benromach 10-year-old to the new Benromach 10-year-old. And I get asked all the time, usually just by him, Freed, how do you come up with your video ideas? What gives you inspiration? How do you do it? Well, it's a pretty delicate, time-taking, and scientific process. A lot of ins, a lot of outs, a lot of what have yous. And I thought it would be a good idea, just for transparency purposes. I mean, you don't know me very well, so maybe we can just I'll share a little bit about myself with you. I'll give you a little bit of inside baseball. I'll give you a little glimpse of my process. Here you go. It could be cool, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Big thanks to you, Wade, for being my muse, buddy. Appreciate it. If you haven't already, please check out McIntyre's Malts. He's one of my favorite YouTubers going on right now, and he's just fun to watch. Good shit. His link is down there in the description. So, let's move into these guys. Well, good morning. Next day, Freed here. Doing my little reviews of the recordings of yesterday, I found out that the bulk of my files, the microphone was malfunctioning, and I'm really hoping it's not malfunctioning right now. So I'm going to do a quick recreation. I've had a couple cups of coffee. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to do a quick recreation of what I said. Anyways, so talking about these bottles specifically, visually, and what they say on them. And before I begin, I want to play a little game with you. I want you to pour something, whether it's, coffee or water or alcohol or whatever, nothing expensive. And I want to play a little drinking game. Every time you hear me say the word hand, I want you to take a drink, okay? Moving forward. So this is the older bottling. The laser etching on this one says 2019, and I do believe that Benromach did change their labels around 2020, give or take. So this one's 2019, that one says 2021. So, a time in between those two, obviously. So, looking at this one's pretty straightforward as far as specs go. They say nothing about chill filtration. They say nothing about adding color. Obviously, they give you the ABV, 43%, and the age statement. But aside from that, it's fairly simple. I'm not crazy about the handwriting look on the top there. The stopper is really thin, and I don't even think that's real wood. It's made to look like wood, though. But as I mentioned in a previous video, I think it was the Glenfarclas 105 8-year. I do enjoy it when they have a bit of like a copper goldish metallic looking border around their label. I kind of dig that. And this label would be fine if it wasn't for the weird handwriting, space-size single malt Scots whiskey on the top. I don't get it. Anyways, on to the drinking game. As far as this bottle itself goes, you're not going to be drinking very much. It just says handcrafted by the Benromach Distillery. And that is all for that. Now, on to the box itself. I don't have the box for the newer bottling. I think I tossed it. But again, simple. Basically the exact same as the label there, but here we go. Using the finest natural ingredients, our distillers orchestrate every second of the distillation process. There are no shortcuts to perfection. Every cask is hand-filled, hand-weighed, and hand-stamped before maturing for many years in our traditional dunnage warehouses. Why do we make it this way? Because it creates a gorgeous, classic Speyside character, beautifully balanced with a light touch of smoke. Our distillers handcraft every drop of our single malt and judge each moment of the distillation by sound, smell, and touch. I'm counting that touch as a mention of the word hand, so drink. How's that? Okay? What do you think about that? Now, allow me to read the new label, which I do prefer. I suppose is a bit institutionalized to me. A bit, I don't know. It's really busy as well. There's a lot of words on this thing, and I don't know. And I really like that shade of red. I'm a fan. I mean, if you put a gun to my head, I would prefer this one. So yeah, but this one is natural color. It is non-chill filtered, so I've found. But again, I've found mixed information on the interwebs. Cool. Yeah, like I said, laser etching of this one is 2021. Both are 43% ABV. Have I mentioned that? Anyways, get ready. Fill your glass. Have you filled your glass? Because we're going back in. List label: handmade, handmade, made by hand, made by hand, handcraft, handful of ingredients.
I made them by hand.
So they really want you to think that this is just done in small batches, which again is another form of whiskey fluff. When they tell you, oh, it's all small batch, made by hand. Well, small batch. You think that's small batch? Come on, dude. No. Made by hand? Well, yeah, it's made by hand. I mean, distilleries now are becoming more and more automated, but there are certain things that just need to be done by hand. So, God, like quintupling down on the whole handcraft and handiness and getting handies. What? They just went too far. I think they went too far and to try to convince you that that's not mass produced. Anyways, back to past mats, and we're going to get on to the nosing and the tasting. So I'm going to pull these forward and hopefully get this one up here, this one up here. So I'm going to put them both to my nose, tell you what I smell, and then I'm going to tell you what I taste, and then basically I'm going to tell you, I ranked them both, I scored them both. Forgive me, I didn't put a musical pairing onto these because I just didn't have the time. But yeah, I did give a rating and scoring for them both, and I will tell you which one I prefer. They both are good. They really are, but to me, one stood out. So first of all, I'm going to go with the old one on the nose first. And this is a chilled filtered iteration, if I didn't mention that previously. It's very sherry forward on the nose initially, which obviously has spent a whole year in Oloroso, where that one did not. It's like a strawberry ice cream fudge. Like a new fire, like a campfire. Well, actually more of a fireplace fire that just caught light. And you're getting little whiffs, little wisps coming off while the majority of it's going up the chimney. Kind of like a vanilla butterscotch icing. Yeah, for a cake. It's good. It's a good nose. It's not too bad. It's just it seems as if the sherry notes kind of dominate all of the other kind of underlying smoky notes that I'm enjoying in the other one. So I'm going to check out the other one on the nose, on the whiff. Dang it! See, I talked to people about this in the No Nonsense Whiskey Discord. Another shout out to one of my favorite whiskey tubers, VenPF. No Nonsense Whiskey. He's one of the greats. Check him out, subscribe. I'll put his link down there too. And I asked them once, when you're making your notes in the video you want to record, the review you want to record, has the notes ever just changed right in front of you while you're recording? And apparently that's not an uncommon thing, and it's happening to me right effing now. Honestly, dude, I don't even know what to do anymore, because when I was making my notes, I strongly preferred, on each level, palate, nose, and finish, the new bottle. But right now, as of this very moment, I'm changing everything, and I'm going to tell you I prefer the old bottle. So I think I'm going to have to just wing my review, because I have notes right off camera. This is more of like a really subtle barbecue sauce with that they put way too much brown sugar in and have slathered it over not quite cooked enough hunk of meat. When I say not quite cooked enough, I mean like it doesn't have that bark that charcoal, charry bits on there that are just the best part. A little bit of like a fruity bubble gum. And there's a bit of an off fruit. Like there's a cherry that's about to go bad. And you probably wouldn't eat it. It's so close to going bad, you probably wouldn't eat it. But it's still pleasant to the smell, but it probably won't taste very good. Yeah, like a smoky fruit punch on the nose. I like that. That's nice. But I still, as of this very moment, have changed my mind from 15 minutes ago, and I've preferred the older one. All right, so I'm going to go in on the palate on the older one. Gambe. That's weird. I got like a auto garage there for a second, with kind of like a gasoline petrol type vibe. There's an initial, like a medicinal peat hit, and then it kind of flows into a more fruit leathery, stewed fruit with like anise and baking spices. Like, what's that word? You put it in mulled wine. You put it in mulled wine with the anise, cloves. Yeah. A little spicy. The mouthfeel is so-so. I would prefer it to be a little richer. And it's got a lot of sherry notes to it, but not your traditional sherry notes where you're expecting me to say plums and raisins and things like that. You do get a lot of the stewed fruits and fruity vibes, red fruit specifically, but the smoky peaty bits kind of marry into it really, really well. And then eventually the bittery peat that I'm getting kind of dominates over the fruit towards the end. I would say it's about medium to long, and more on the medium side. And the finish, it's a bit dry. That off cherry, that like nearly rotten cherry or just general fruit, off fruit is still there, and it's a bit ashy as well. Not bad. Yeah, there's a bug inside the glass. Get out of there, brah. There you go. Cool. Well, I forgot my water. Hold on. Let's go in on the new label. Yeah, this nose is just flattened out. That's so strange. Like I put this nose initially when I was doing my notes, I put this nose like 1.5 points above this one when making my score, which I'm just throwing out the damn window. I'm not even going to tell you what my scores were because as of now, they've flip-flopped. So I'm just going to, just tell you which one I prefer straight up without specific numbers. Yeah, that nose is just flattened out. And that could be partially my fault because this has been sitting, like nearly about that amount, has been sitting on my shelf for a good, I don't know, 8 months, 7 months. So that could be on me. Anyways, I'm back. You know what? You didn't even hear what I had to say. Okay. I'll bite. How do you? Hold on. How do you find the blind guy at a nude beach? All right, I'll give you that. That was pretty good. It's not hard. Anyways, back to the business at hand. Okay. Oh, see, this has all of the fun, like petrichor medicinal peat. Unlike this one, has more of a sweeter peat. But medicinal peat vibes that I think the sherry just kind of overwhelmed all of those notes that I'm enjoying in this one. Because I do love peat. When peat and sherry mix together just very harmoniously, I really dig that. It's a really fun flavor. And that one, the older one, I think on the palate anyway. The sherry overwhelms it all. Yeah, I on the palate. Sorry, it took me a while. I had to think for a second. On the palate, I do believe I prefer the new bottling, because it has less sherry. And I don't know if you watch my stuff regularly, but I previously mentioned that my palate is starting to deny the sherry flavor receptors and didn't really enjoy them. I don't really enjoy them as much as I used to. I mean, I still like them, don't get me wrong. But I'm kind of moving towards, my palate is moving towards a different path and kind of leaving sherry behind for now. And that is what this is giving me, because this one is a bit overly sherry because, like I said before, of that, year in Oloroso finishing. So that's a tough one, man. I mean, I would like to put them head to head again on a different day just to see if my palate's kind of readjusted or shifted in any way. So as of now, like I said, I'm not going to give you my notes or my points. I prefer the nose on the old one, but the palate and the finish on the new one. So, yeah, I hope that helps in any way, shape, or form. That was fun. That was a fun little experiment. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And that's all I've got for these two Benromachs. And yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.